Aloha and welcome back to Pineapple Top Hawaii. Mahalo for joining us once again for a quick and easy recipe that we love. Today we'll be making some crispy shrimp balls. Now this is so good if you never did try this. We had it about a couple of months ago at one of our friends' parties or potlucks, and I just couldn't get over how good it was. The crunch around this shrimp ball, the flavor that it had, and of course that sweet and sour dipping sauce was so good. So I just had to make this video for you guys so you guys could try this out. Now it only has a few ingredients, nothing crazy, and also the sesame oil and chili oil is optional, but we wanted to add that in for some nutty flavor. So we have 1 pound of raw shrimp. Doesn't matter what size because we are going to be chopping this up, or you could be using your chopper. We're just going to be cutting this up, nothing major, because we want it to still have a little texture to it. We have the cornstarch and sugar. That's 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1 tablespoon of cornstarch. We have 2 egg whites here, but we're actually only going to use 1. Make sure that is a beaten up egg white. We're gonna add 1 teaspoon of chili oil and 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, and then we're also gonna add in some salt. Now we're on this pink Himalayan salt kick right now, so we're gonna add a little bit of that, but you can add table salt, Hawaiian salt, whatever you want to use, but we're gonna be using this. The sodium content is lower, so you mostly taste the flavor of the salt, not the saltiness, if that makes sense. But if you never tried it, go ahead and try that out. But we're gonna give this a mix, and we're gonna refrigerate this for at least half an hour so the flavors can get all into the shrimp and the cornstarch can thicken this mixture together. So while that's inside the refrigerator, we're gonna go ahead and cut up our spring roll wrappers. Now, not wonton wrappers, we're gonna use spring roll wrappers. So the wrappers are thin, very thin, and it will become so crunchy when you fry it. So we're just gonna cut the wrappers in half again, and then we're gonna cut it into small strips, just like this. Okay, so you just want to put your spring roll wrapper strips on a flat plate or baking sheet, cookie sheet, whatever you want to use, just so it's easier to manage when rolling your shrimp filling on top. And you can use an ice cream scoop so that they're all the same size, or you can just drop it right into it with a teaspoon. So we're gonna finish this up, and then we're gonna do a little cleanup, and then we're gonna fry this in some regular vegetable or canola oil on 320 for about 5 minutes. Okay, so we have our little setup here. We have a plate with napkins, so when it's finished out of the fryer, we're gonna just let it drain over there. We have our prepared shrimp balls on the side waiting to be fried, and we have our oil in our pot. That is about 1 inch of oil heating up. Now, like I told you folks before, if you watched any of my previous videos that I do any frying in, one easy way to know that your oil is ready to be used and is ready to fry is that your wooden spoon or chopstick starts to sizzle. So you could see that right there. And then when it's ready, we're gonna go ahead and drop in our shrimp balls. When the bottom gets a little golden, you can go ahead and flip it over, and then you can take it out. Some people like to salt it right out of the fryer, or some like to leave it just like that. But you want to see that it is golden brown and ready to flip just like that. Okay, so they are all finished frying, and you know we had to take a bite. It is so good, guys. So we're gonna go ahead and whip up this quick and easy sweet sour dipping sauce. Ketchup, brown sugar, white vinegar, and a little bit of water and cornstarch slurry. So we're gonna add 3 tablespoons of ketchup to a pot. We're gonna add 1/3 cup of white vinegar. We're gonna add 1/3 cup of brown sugar, half a cup of white sugar, half a cup of water, and we're gonna go ahead and put that on the stove to dissolve. Okay, so now that all of your sugar is melted and your sauce is coming together, you can go ahead and thicken it up. Now, with your cornstarch slurry, my ratio is usually half a cup of water to 2 tablespoons of cornstarch. Now, you're not always going to use all of your slurry, but it's just a good mixture to have when trying to thicken up anything from sauces to soups or stews. So you can go ahead and put a little bit of that in, and I would suggest you add a fourth at a time just to see the consistency. Remember, whenever using a cornstarch slurry, that whatever you're putting it in, when it cools, it gets thicker, so you don't want to make it too thick. And then you're just going to pour it into a bowl, and you can eat it warm with your shrimp balls, and it is so ono. We hope you folks enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or comments, please go ahead and put it down below. Mahalo for joining Pineapple Top again with another quick and easy recipe. Mahalo for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.